Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the final ever episode of the Managersim Beginner Series in its current state. I say current state because we do not know what's going to happen in a couple of weeks' time. There's possible talk of a new game world which is going to appear maybe in March, April time. Everything start fresh. And if that's the case, then the series will come back, but not as a beginner series. But the Managersim Beginner Series, the Elfsborg series, this is episode 62. This is the finale, part 2, and this is actually the final episode of that series. And it is sad to say goodbye, but we know that time has come to an end. The interest I feel in the Managersim game series at the moment has gone down due to various reasons. I think people are just waiting for, my glasses are wonky, getting ready for the new Managersim game worlds, hopefully, that will appear in, as I said, in a couple of weeks' time. If they do, then I think the interest will come back and a lot of people will be interested in taking part, and it'll be great doing a new series because then I will feature everyone this time, because at the moment this Elfsborg series is only in Swedish league and it's in a much smaller game world, the Italian game world. A new game world might be more up to date, more better players coming in, or more players that we know anyway. The date will actually be not based on 2002-2003, might be more up to date. There's a lot of ifs and buts because only Burnham knows what's going on about the game and we don't. We are the beta testers, we are the loyal supporters of this great game. We want this game to continue because there's nothing out there like this. But this is the finale of the series, and we're going to end the series on a bombshell as well, which you'll see straight away when we go into the game. But let's start, and thank you for watching. Thank you all for watching since the very first episode of this series. It's been noticeable that interest has died down in the amount of views people have been watching these episodes, but it's always grateful people spending time in their real lives to come and watch me make a fool of myself. But hope you enjoy this final episode, which will be concentrating slowly on the league and how it ended after I think 3 or 4 seasons, and what changed and what I think might have happened in the future. So let's start the retro episode.
Macaroni, spaghetti, meatballs.
As always with the these retro episodes, hello, you can see me there. I'm still getting used to this stream deck. It's much better than I've done for quite a few recent episodes. I'm starting to learn it more, but I did have it for a couple of months, so it's going well. So what's happened? This is the final league table of the final season that I will be recording in its current state in Sweden in the Italian game world. What changes can you see? You can see some noticeable changes. Fritz has left the game world. Well, he's left Sweden. So he went from Kalmar, ARK, Norrköping, and then he just gone. Kay has also left Malmo. He wants to concentrate on the new game world when it appears. That makes perfect sense to me. I was going to do the same. But one noticeable difference. Well, you see 2 noticeable differences here. The first one is that Elfsborg, this is new. This is brand new to me. I didn't expect this. Elfsborg have got a human manager, but you can see the team highlighted. The team I'm managing isn't Elfsborg. I've actually moved over to Örebro. Morton was another manager who left Örebro, and I just fancy something different. As the series is not going to be recorded anymore, there's not so much pressure on me to try and do well. So I thought going to Örebro might be a nice change. But I'm now intrigued to see who's joined Elfsborg. Oh, it's Fritz. So Fritz hasn't lost the game. Fritz has joined Elfsborg to try to prove to people, I guess, that under a better manager, Elfsborg will do much better. and he'll probably be right. He's going to probably take Elfsborg up to their potential as they should be. I would see Elfsborg doing very well next season. My old side, there's many good players in my old side. I've got many fond memories for them. And I think that he's going to do an amazing job at Elfsborg. Fritz knows the game really well. He knows what type of players need to be bought and what type of players play well in what position. Mike is another one exactly the same. That's one thing I think that might put off a lot of newbies coming into the game. Unless the actual game mechanics changes, a lot of newbies will be so disadvantaged in the game at the moment because we've got so many beta testers who have been beta testers for about 4 or 5 years who know the game so well. And when they know the game so well, they're going to win, and they know which players to pick, which players to get, in what position, what formations and stuff like that. When a newbie is completely won't know what to do, they'll be at a massive disadvantage already. That's just my personal opinion. But to make the game more competitive, I think the match engine, like what they do in Football Manager series, needs to change. But I know that's going to be tons of work for Burnham to do, which he just hasn't got time for. But having a new game world, I'm hoping that when the new game world appears, that these established managers will not. That we might have. I mean, we might have someone new doing really well in these leagues. I love it if loads more new people come and join this new game world. But do I see that happening at the moment? No, I don't. No matter how much us beta testers, loyal beta testers, want to help Burnham so much, I don't think more people coming in unless we advertise really, really strongly about this game, because it's an amazing game and Burnham's doing an amazing job. But anyway, you might see me doing a few of these rants for this final episode because it is the final episode, and you won't see me do Managersim again now for who knows until the new game world appears, which I'm hoping will be in 4 or 5 weeks as from today's date, which is early February 2020. But Fritz has gone to Elfsborg, so I wish him luck. My Elfsborg side are amazing. I think he's going to do really well there. He's a great manager. He'll probably get rid of quite a few of these players. I just fancied a fresh challenge. I was going to leave Sweden totally and go to another country. But then the Örebro job came up and I thought, yeah, I might as well take it. I don't know how long I'm going to stay there. I'll pick. I'm not going to do much in this game world, to be honest, because I really want to concentrate on my other game worlds that I'm doing, which are not recorded. I'm trying to spend less time on Managersim as well, because I want to do more of my streaming, my YouTube series, which is going to be a Football Manager and various other games, and my Twitch, definitely my Twitch. So please, if you haven't already seen me do live streams, then please come over to my Twitch channel, or please look at my YouTube series of various games I'm doing. Little plug there. So I wish Fritz well. I will be spending less time in this game world, which is another reason why I'm not doing this series anymore, because I'm just not motivated enough, to be brutally honest, to do this series until we have a new game world. So anyway, this is the final league table of this game world on this recorded series. If you just bear with me for a second. And the server is slow at the moment, it seems. Oh, there you go. So the actual season turned out to be very close in the end, with clubs from 6th up to 1 very close to each other. But definitely concentrated more this season, and he actually won the league. Gothenburg under Mikael came 2nd. Örebro after Morton came 3rd, not me. Helsborg with Michael came 4th. Kay and Malmo 5th. Andy VF 6th. Andre and Djurgården came 7th. And yeah, that's how it finished. We're just going to look at my Örebro squad, just to see what I'm going to do. Again, I'm not going to concentrate so much on this side. I might not even stay the whole season with them. I might just end up and I do what Kay's doing, leave the game world completely. If a new game world is created, then I will leave this game world straight away, because I can't concentrate on so many leagues. But I'm just going to. Morton's got a very good side here. I'm just going to keep the players as they are. I might bring 1 or 2 new players in. But it'd be interesting to see what Fritz does to Elfsborg. Again, Fritz is one of the best managers in Managersim. He knows the game so well. So's Mike. And it'd be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, I bought some players in already. And some youth players. I've got a really decent youth team, so that's good. But I won't go through all this because I do this through the game. Let's just do, finally, the International Cups, as we always do. What actually happened, hence why I had to wait a bit until we can find out who won what. Champions League final was won by Liverpool under Frank Canto's second, which I think is Fritz's second account. So beating Foggia 1-0. Foggia under Fritz, his main account. Hold on. Is this Fritz against Fritz? It might be, yes. Slight interruption there when you're doing it live. So this could be Fritz against Fritz, actually. I don't know. So I guess someone will have to tell me that. But anyway, Liverpool were the Champions League winners. So it wasn't Milan. How did Milan actually get on under Mike? Milan normally do very well. You can see that Mike's second side, Helsingborg, our Swedish side, they actually got to the Champions League semi-finals. So that was very impressive. They got beaten by Foggia in the end. And the quarterfinals, Milan got knocked out in the quarterfinals by his own side. So Mike beat Mike. That's a very interesting match there. I'm sure Mike played both first teams there. But you can see the same names are coming up all the time, Fritz and Mike, who are doing really well in this game world. And unless really things change in the new game world, I see Fritz and Mike doing well in them, and other managers as well. I don't see any changes, and eventually this new game world in say 4, 5, 6 seasons will be just like any other game world, with the same managers at the top, getting the same type of players. No, always having a fresh game world is always great, and always a lot of people are interested in the first first 2-3 seasons. But then after that, the same names start appearing again, and people going, oh, they're doing well again, they know what to do, blah blah blah. So it just carries on like a vicious cycle. Because you can see here, Fran, it's the same names again. Paul's always at Middlesbrough, he's always a one-man team, great guy. Man United, whose manager is Raul Lirio, okay, name I don't recognise. Could be an alternative account, or could be someone new. In Spain, we got Real Sociedad under Eric Bruno, who I know very well during my PSG days in Game World. Real Madrid is under Christian von, another well-known manager. It's good to go through all these countries just to see who's doing what in this game world before I end the series. PSG, not under me, who are dominating the French league as they do in real life. Igor, yeah, I know Igor. Well done, he's done really well there. So we've got all these managers who will probably go into the new game world, and it'll be interesting to see what sides they take. No one in Belgium. Anyone in Holland? No, no one. Germany, I think there's one. No, there's no one in Germany. Okay, interesting. But you can see in this game world, there's not many managers around. Portugal, yeah, we've got one. Luis, yeah, I know him. Nice guy. And then Italy, we've got a couple, because this game world is the Italian game world, so this is more concentrated on the Italian leagues, hence why it goes down to Serie G. So we got Mike at Milan, Fritz at Foggia, Gladiator, team coming up for the league, Glenn, our famous dart player, but of course I don't think this is, I think someone's looking after Glenn's account. Glenn, if you don't know, is actually a very famous dart player. He's done really well. He's a world champion as well. And Napoli under Christopher. Oh, okay, good to see Christopher doing well. Is there any other human managers? Best way to look, as always, is to go into the top manager ranking list, which really doesn't mean much to me. And these are all the players currently playing. So we've got 25 active managers in this game world. So 25 people who are currently taking part. But I don't know of those 25 who are actually checking every day though. So that's another thing that'll be interesting to see when we get the new game world, is actually how many active managers are going to come in. Not AI bots as they are in the main game world. AI bots are basically human managers, but they act like the computer managers. They're just managers in name only. And that's it. So let's go back to the table. So that's the end of the Managersim series. It started off as a beginner series, of course. Me going through the stages of how to apply for an account, how to apply for a team, which is still valid now. You can, even though that's been done a couple of months ago, it's exactly the same process. So if you like to join us at Managersim, then it's worth going through these beginner episodes first to have a look and how to apply for a club, what to do when you get your players, how to do formations, everything like that. But in this series is actually the end. Had a lot of fun here. I think we have come to a natural end, and all I say is thank you to all the managers that have taken part in the Swedish League. Thank you to all the managers that took part in the Donut Cup. I hope you all had a lot of fun. Thank you to all of you who've been watching this series. It's been very successful. Thank you to Elfsborg for letting me be your boss for quite a while, wasn't it? I joined in 2007, left in 2012, so 5 seasons. Sorry we didn't take you as far up as I hoped, but I'm sure under Fritz you'll do well. I think for the next up and coming seasons, it will be a race. It'll be between the normal guys. I think Burnham, Michael, Mike, yeah, all the managers you see. I think Fritz Elfsborg side will go up the league. But I hope everyone has fun. But I also will think that when the new game world actually happens, that I think many people here will lose their jobs or leave their jobs, and I think the Italian game world will become a ghost game world. I think there's rumours that all the other game worlds will stay on, but they will eventually be deleted to release pressure on the server, which is Burnham got. But it'd be great to see what the new game world's going to offer us and what new things Burnham's put in. I hope again that the match engine and the actual stats of how to win games changes, because I feel that when these really good managers come into the game, they'll know how to play the game straight away. They know which players to get straight away, and within 2-3 seasons time it'll be the same people at the top of the leagues dominating the game, bringing all these 100 skill players, and it will just be, people will lose interest. Beginners will find it hard to actually get into this game and struggle, and when new people come in and they struggle in the game and they don't enjoy it, then they leave instantly. There's ways of changing things. Again, the match engine should change, I think, slightly. I think there should be less skilled players in the game. I think there should be less players. Trying to find a side actually. Burnham side, yeah. There should be kind of like less 100 skill players. There's too many players with a skill of 100 in the game. That's my personal opinion. I'll pick one of my old players. I'll show you. Like Konstantin, who is one of my best players I've ever had in any game, really, any game world. He's a beast: 100 passing, 100 shooting, 95 speed, 9 control, and Fritz will make him into even better player, I'm sure. There is too many 100 skilled players in the game. I think there should only be, like in real world, an exceptional 1 or 2 players who have got 100. Like the Ronaldos, the Messis, Mbappe, a couple other players. Haaland, the new guy at Dortmund, the new striker. I think there should only be 300 or 400 skilled players, then a few more, say 10 or 15 in the 90s, and then that's it. Let's make the player ratings lower. Let's make it a bit more of a struggle to go up the manager levels. I think going up the manager levels at the moment is too quick. I think that should be slowed down. Let's make the AI sides more active. When you see too many AI sides with, say, 18, 19 players only, and they struggle. Some sides I've seen forfeit games because they had too less players. Let's make them a bit more active in the game world. Let's make them make bids, and I mean sensible bids. If they want one of your players and he's rated at 10 million, put in a bid for 25 million in if they got that money. Let's make it more of a serious offer. Then the manager has to really think about, oh, this money could be useful actually. When we have sides that are loan listed, make these AI sides more active, and if they've only got 17, 18 players, go and loan list, get these players from the loan list. I think I've seen so many players on the transfer list who are loan listed and not getting any bids whatsoever. I think more AI sides should make more bids. Let's make the AIs more active, because we're not getting the amount of managers at the moment. All of us beta testers we're in our own set ways. Some of us like one club, some of us like to move all the time, some of us can just join a club like Elfsborg and make them top the league. I feel things need to change to make this game better. These are just my suggestions, these are just my opinions. But overall, I'm looking forward to the new game world. When the new game world happens, then I will probably start a Managersim YouTube series. It won't be a beginner series, it'll just be me probably struggling in the game, as I always seem to be doing at the moment, and trying to enjoy it as well. But again, I feel like if this new game world happens, and then in 2-3 weeks time, 2-3 seasons time, we might see the same old managers doing the same old tactics, getting the same old players, the players who have got multiple high skills in all like the passing and stuff, shooting and stuff, heading, control, all high skill values. I think unless something drastically happens, in 2-3 seasons time, you'll see the same names, same faces, top the leagues, and any newbies coming in will come in, find out I can't beat them, I don't know how to beat them, it's going to take me a while, it's going to take me a couple of seasons to try and beat them. Some might like that, some might like the challenge, don't get me wrong, but others in this app world will come in, they want success straight away, and when they don't get success straight away, they will leave. And that's what the game world, and that's what the world is like at the moment with esports and stuff like that. People like instant success, and on Managersim they won't get it unless they put time in and work hard in. Some people can do that, like us loyal testers, we can do that, but I don't think new people will be doing that. But again, these are my opinions. Managersim is an amazing game. If you love football management game, then come and join us, stick with us, and the only way is up, I guess. So thanks again. This is Donut Donny signing off for episode 62, the final episode of the current series, and let's see what happens in the future. Bye bye everyone.